It's your boy, Sense of Self. Today, I want to, discuss peace. You know, if you listen to my previous video, I sort of went through a few aspects, and I thought it'd be a good idea to break down peace today. You know, and also it's a little request as well in terms of, how one can process emotions and attachments in order to move, on with peace. So today I want to put all those things together because we talk about peace a lot, Peace kind of goes with happiness as well. But the perspective in which today's time we view these words or how we understand them is a little bit distorted. Peace is something that is silence, balance, It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. There's no desire to want to get something, it's just content, Peace is wisdom, I'm using all these words because if you can read it deeper, you understand what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to push out, Because peace goes in so many layers, So today I'm gonna try and dissect it in a way that obviously, as a whole, anyone listening, I think it will resonate very well. And this is also something that I think everyone should really deep, So what is peace? If you've been listening to me, I don't like definitions, I like to use the physical vessel as reference when I'm explaining things, because that's what we all are. It's deep because a lot of the religious texts, people say the Bible is the book of life, but really that book is describing this is the life, the vessel, the body, Any religious text or any ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs you've ever heard, they're all referencing the physical vessel. Because if you truly understand what the physical vessel is, you're really deep what I'm trying to say. Because if you really deep it, all worlds are bodies and all bodies are worlds, Life manifests from airs and, blossom out to become physical. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Peace, like I said, for you to really understand peace, it's important you understand all the aspects of peace, because this is a whole. There are pieces of it, but it's a whole. So I'll give an example. You have your mind, your emotion, and your physical vessel. And then you have material things. These are all different aspects of what one should be at peace with in order to have the whole totality of what peace truly is, or to have an understanding of what peace truly is. What I'm trying to say is, for one to have peace, one must be at peace with its mental state, emotional state, its physical state, and its material. Anything that you desire becomes a burden, because now you have to try and, achieve that desire. That is a lot of work. I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say. You really want to eat pizza, for example, right? And immediately the urge pops in that I want pizza, right? And you didn't satisfy that urge, you go crazy, especially when the urge is really strong. The desire to want it is really strong. And what happens when the desire that you want is really strong? If it's strong enough, you will literally get up, order, do whatever it is, whether it's through money or through you physically going to get it. Either way, something had to happen to satisfy that urge. That is a burden. People carry things from the past into the present. When I say that, I mean the emotional state of self. Something happens between you and someone in that moment. Once you left that moment, that person that you're having that altercation with, they're gone their way, but you still carry that energy with you. And that's not peace, that's a burden. You know, peace is not something. Peace has all the levels or the aspects of life that we are as a whole: mind, spirit, body. And because we live in a society, we live in a city, Babylon, there's something else attached to it, which is your material, you know. And in today's time, everything is reversed. People concentrate more on the material rather than concentrating on the mind, you know, not being content, you know, not wanting more than what you need, always appreciating, you know. See, the trick when it comes to peace is very, very simple. And like I said today, you know, I want to break down, you know, how you can actually start to let go or process emotion and attachment so you can be free in order to actually be peace. Because like I said, a lot of people, when you say peace, you know, there is an association with happiness attached to it. But happiness is just an expression of what that peace is. One must always come back to its balance, silence, nothing, wisdom, you know, give and receive. For every cause, there is a, you know, reaction, you know, it's mad. Or for every cause, there's an effect, you know, and for every action, there's a reaction. Yeah, my bad. So for every cause, there's an effect, and for every action, there's a reaction. This must be understood when one is dealing with peace, you know, and I'll break that down, you know. I'll start from the mental state when it comes to peace, because remember, there's four aspects of it. Really and truly, the fourth one is the physical or the material, you know. So when you're dealing with peace, you must understand your mind, your spirit or your emotion, and then your physical vessel. And then you have that material aspect of where we are as a city. That also putting more burdens on us, you know. In today's time, a lot of people live because of, or people wanna, you know, be like the Jones. So everybody's living in the world. What other people are doing things because of what other people will think. And that is a burden. You never have peace. There's always gonna be an aspect of going against yourself, you know. There is you as a person, your perspective. And for some reason, a part of you also want to please the world. So in that, there's a conflict. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, you know, because today I don't want to make it too intense, but it's very, very important when we're dealing with these aspects of life that a lot of us are not aware of, you know. So back to my point I was trying to make. My point is, you have your mind, peace. You have to find peace within your mind. You have to find peace within your emotion or spirit. You have to find peace within your physical vessel. And then you have to find peace within the physical material things that we are all in. So if I'm to break it down, let's talk about the mind, right? Now, mental peace. How do you get mental peace? Mental peace is something that, again, for one to really truly deep into it, one must really understand everything that happens to you. You are part to play in it too, you know. We all like to judge outside of ourselves, never really looking within and saying, oh snap, I stepped on, or this person stepped on my toes, for example, right? And oh my God, you go crazy and you start, rather than saying, oh wait, okay, cool, he stepped on my toes, but I should have seen it and moved my feet. So in that, I'm part to play. Next time I'll be aware. So thank you, but it's all good. That is someone who is aware. That's peace straight away. By doing that, you have peace. Regardless of what happens, you must see the part you play in it for you to have peace. If one understands this, you're never gonna bring yesterday into today, because you always address the part that you play in whatever happened, you know. Someone hurts you very badly, you know, based on emotion, whatever, they hurt you. So one must understand, they hurt me because I allowed it. Because in today's time, if you can deepen, I'm not saying that extended forces, cannot cause you to, something can happen without you obviously being aware of. But what you do after that is also very, very vital. What you do after that is truly where your part plays in it. However, as well, your mind can be picking up things, and that those things become your own thoughts. And once you push it out to you, it is your thoughts, but it is not as well. Example, what can the whole day you've been seeing food, posters of food or McDonald's or whatever posted all around the whole day, and you haven't eaten, and then all of a sudden you're hungry. Straight away you would say McDonald's. Why? Because the subconsciously it has been embedded into the mind. You've been seeing those pictures, so automatically that will be the first thought comes to your head. I'm using that example because the mind is powerful. You must always be aware of these things. So back to my point I'm trying to make, right? For one to be able to be at peace in your mind, one must understand it's a 50-50, The outer and you, together it works. If you don't accept something, it never affects you, regardless. Even when someone punches you. If you don't accept that, oh shit, punch you, you're going to be a prick. And you're always going to see the bigger picture. And this is what truly bigger picture is. And balance is. Remember, cause and effect. Good and bad, these are not separate. These are all one thing. But for some reason, people enjoy the good times, And then when the bad time comes, they're like, oh, but those two are one and the same. You must expect those balances. This is all an awareness, that one must truly, it takes a while to develop these kind of thoughts. And one must really, really, really the desire to wanna understand. It also plays a part in it, Then you come to the emotion. Now, don't forget, the mind creates every single bit. If you've been listening to my video, again, I don't want to go into the process of that, but in today's time, we sort of pile up emotions. These are all thoughts, desires, urges, manifesting, like getting thicker and thicker, like air. Air is elusive. It's not physical, solid yet. So you can change and mold it. But if you keep holding on to the same thoughts, it denses up and it becomes substance. This substance now becomes the emotion, and that's what drives you, and it goes into your physical. You're thinking of something that someone did to you so badly. That's the thought first manifested, right? You're thinking of why it is not your fault, everything else outside of you. So in that, it causes you to be more angry because you feel like you didn't do anything to deserve whatever you're getting. And this is the neglect of understanding and awareness, right? So in that, you put more energy into that thought, and that thought just manifests and becomes substance. This is emotion. This emotion, makes you get up and say, fuck it, I'm gonna go fuck him up. Bum, bum, bum. You go to jail. Boom, you're good. Your emotions, not being aware of it, So my point I'm trying to make is, for one to be at peace with self, one must understand. This is the most important. If this is not understood, then everything else I say will just be pointless. One must understand everything that happens to you, you are 50% part to play in it. In that's 100% your fault from your perspective. So one must always analyze, put two parts, and learn rather than trying to attack. It's deep, This physical or this cities that we're all in today's time, it's been flipped. People focus more on the material, and in that, you keep chasing your tail, and that's a burden. Keep accumulating and accumulating. It's so deep because we're all looking at other people to be able to, fix ourselves rather than looking from within for it to blossom out. This is the individual, and this is the psychological warfare we're all in today's time, taking that godly desires of self. When I say godly, because we're all pieces of God. We are all pieces of the life. Let me rephrase that, because a lot of people, when you say God, it just goes somewhere completely crazy. But I'm saying we're all pieces of the life, individuals of the same, whole. So in that, one must be able to think from within, because these are all manifesting from self. You know, I hope I was able to break it down a little bit, you know. And like I said, my videos that I make, I'm not trying to make it too dense. I just want to make sure, you know, anyone can grasp what I'm saying. And it's deep, you know. In chess, right? Before I go, in chess, right? They say, if you really understand chess, you know, the psychological, the emotion, and the algorithms and the mental and the way how it relates to life so much, and you play anyone, straight away, that person or whoever you're playing, it reveals its character straight away, you know. This is why a lot of, you know, people who want to do business with each other, most people, if you watch movies, most people like to play chess first before they do business, so they can analyze and understand what kind of personality they're going to be in business with, you know. And that applies to understanding peace at the same time. Peace is not something that is, you know, timid or docile. Peace is balance. Example is someone who has peace automatically is wise. They don't have much burdens. When I say burdens, they don't have that much emotions they're carrying on with them, holding on to someone that did to them, you know, a few years back, or just recently, or whatever that is. My point I'm trying to make is, for one to have peace, one must understand anything that happens to you, you must understand you are a part to play in it. It's a 50-50. And in that 50-50, from your perspective, that is a whole. That's 100% your fault. If one can't understand this, then the mental pain will bubble down to emotion, bubble down to your physical, and it'll bubble down to your, you know, your worldly needs. And this is where these two energies clash, because there's no balance, you know. One wants to be good, one wants to be bad. These are not different. These are one and the same coin. They're two aspects of the same. You know, a day has, you know, morning and evening. You can't separate them. They go through. If you sit down and try and observe what time it goes from day to dark, you're gonna be there for a while. You just see it just smooth. You don't see no separation. And that's my point I'm trying to make, you know. When I say physical peace, what I'm trying to say is physical peace is someone who truly don't rely on outside to get better or feel good. You know, it's like alchemy. Alchemy is changing base metals into gold. That's what they say. Some people actually try and change physical metals, base metals into gold, which is crazy, but that's not what alchemy is. Alchemy is unseen energies manifested. So changing your negative energy, example, into your positive energy. Somebody steps on your toes. Again, rather than reacting, you reanalyze and you see the part you play in it, and it makes you wiser. So next time you switch up, you're aware, changing base metals into gold, you know. Anyway, I hope, you know, this resonated with someone, you know. And peace, again, I'll be coming in. I've explained peace in so many different aspects if you've been listening to my video, but I hope this made it a little bit, you know, it brought a bit more shine, a bit more light on it. So he or she this resonates with, I say peace, peace and balance.